Oh, so thanks ever so much for coming along and taking the time. My name is Lynda and I'm the Centre Director at On Campus UK North. And I'm really grateful for my colleagues here at UK for allowing me the opportunity to come in and put a little bit more detail over to you on how we may help you succeed in your journey to medicine. You're sat here now thinking, well, that's all well and good, but what am I going to study? And here we are. And how am I going to get into medicine? Well, at UK North, we have two routes available for you. We've got our standard medicine undergraduate foundation programme. And if you decide to study on the medicine undergraduate foundation programme, the entry requirements are slightly higher. And this is reflected in your study because you will study 6 hours of biology, 6 of maths, and 6 of chemistry. They are your academic subjects, and you need to achieve 70% or above in each of those modules. But let's look a little clearer. Let's have a look at what else we offer. Well, my colleague Thomas mentioned that you have to have an MMI, an interview. That's for all medical schools in the UK. And we know how nervous that can make you feel. And a lot of international students worry more about that interview than they do about their academics. We understand that. So we put 2 hours a week on your timetable, and you will work with a skills tutor. And that tutor will help you to recognise the skills and qualities you've got now, and you will have some. The mere fact that you're sat here in front of me or listening online means there's something about you that links to medicine. So we will help you recognise that. How did you develop that skill? And how can we relate and transfer that to medicine? So that by the time you go for your interview, you're going to feel so much more confident that you're not as worried anymore about the MMI. In fact, you actually want to share with them because now you've got this new realisation, I am good at this and I am going to be a good doctor and I'm going to show that and I'm going to prove you. And that confidence comes from that interview preparation that you'll have every week. We'll also put on 3 hours of academic writing, English for academic writing. And you may think, well, I've got my IELTS, I can progress through, I've got my IELTS 7 now, I can go through. This is completely different. Regardless of your IELTS level, you will have it. And that is because once you go through to med school, you're going to need to write your thesis, your dissertation in academic style. They won't accept it any other way. So this gives you that slight advantage over other international students. And therefore, it allows you to settle in to the academics far more comfortably. So don't come to us in the second week and say, but I've got an IELTS 7, I don't want English. You're going to get it, okay?
Sure.
Now, if you haven't yet achieved your 7, you will also have 6 hours of English on your timetable. And you may stay with us for a few weeks and you may decide, I'm going to go and take another IELTS. Fine, that's absolutely fine. And if you bring us a certificate that says you've got IELTS 7 in every element, we'll take 6 hours of English off your timetable straight away. So you can go and get another IELTS at any time. However, we do have our own English exam, the OCTO, On-Campus Test of English. And that exam runs every term. And you're entitled to 2 sittings at that exam. So if you join us and you really progress fastly in term 1, you may take that exam in term 1. And if you pass, With a 7, we'll take that 6 hours off you. If you don't pass, it's absolutely fine. That was your practice. So you'll go back into English or you'll stay in English, and you can either take that second attempt in term 2 or term 3. You may decide in term 1, no, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready. Fine, that's absolutely fine. Take it in 2 and 3. But as soon as you reach 7, we'll take it off.
Is it free?
It's absolutely free. No hidden charges. So that is our route to 5-year MBBS. Okay, so that will take you through to a 5-year medical program. But then we've got our life science, and this will take you through to a 6-year. Okay, so let's have a look at the similarities and the differences. You will still study 6 hours biology and 6 hours of chemistry, and you still need 70% or above. But we've taken away the maths and replaced it with a skills module. So the first thing you'll notice, there are less contact hours on this one. We don't give you English for academic purposes, and that's because this 3-hour skills module involves that academic writing. So it's being developed through the skills. And the usual 6 hours if you need it. So what you have to decide is, have I achieved the entry requirements for medicine? And if not, have I achieved them for life sciences? Am I going for a 5-year or a 6-year? Am I really good at maths so I can cope with that? Or am I not sure about maths and would rather go life sciences for 6 years? And what I would ask you to remember and think about, it's not about who can get there the quickest. It's about who can get there. That's what you should be looking at. Who can get there and how, not how fast. Because whether you take the 5-year or the 6-year, at the end of it, you're a doctor. Okay? And that is the key to your success. You don't want to rush and get to year 3 and crash. You don't want to take your time if you're a fast-paced learner. Think carefully which option is right for you. Slightly lower entry requirements for life sciences, higher for medicine. Okay? So that's something that you have to bear in mind. Next one.
Can I add something? Yeah, sure. You want to add it, right? Yeah.
그 학비 보통 그 6년짜리 하면 학비가 6년 동안 다 똑같이 내는다고 생각하는데 6년짜리 갔을 때 첫 해에는 학비가 싸요. 절반 정도밖에 안 됩니다. 의대 학비에 참고하시라고.
그리고 저는 이거 말씀드리고 싶었는데 보면 이게 주당 공부 시간이에요. 주당 공부 시간. 보시면은 보통 이제 파운데이션 하면은 주당 공부 시간이 23, 24, 25 한 그 정도 되거든요. 여기 보면 주당 29시간이에요. 그러니까 이게 보통 생각하면 뭐야 29시간이면 뭐 5일로 나누면 얼마 안 되네 라고 생각하시지만 사실은 셀프 스터디가 요거 3배 정도 하신다고 보면 되거든요. 그러니까 이 공부량이 엄청 많은 거예요. 이거는 조금 수업 시간이 낮죠. 그러니까 셀프 스터디를 보더라도 왜 공부를 조금 여유가 있다고 보실 수가 있는 거니까 그것도 참고를 하시기를 바라고. 그래서 내가 아까 우리 린다 선생님 말씀하신 것처럼 어떻게든 납득가 된단 말이에요. 이렇게. 그러니까 내가 막 무리해서 이걸 하는 것보다는 좀 차분히 하는 것도 저는 나쁘지 않다고 생각합니다. 실제로 의대 파운데이션을 하고 5년 의대를 가겠다라고 생각하시는 분들 중에서 일부러 이걸 선택하시는 분도 있으니까. 어쨌든 의사가 되는 거니까. I like it. Okay.
Thank you. Now, Thomas mentioned earlier about the UCAT and the BMAT. And I want to reassure you that with our partners, you do not need it. Okay? So that takes away another concern. So we've taken away the bit of stress about the MMI, and now we take it away with UCAT and BMAT. So let's have a look at our partner universities. And these are the partners to on-campus UK North. So we've got the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. They also offer the 6-year route. Now, RCSI is a very traditional university and it's lovely. They're based in Dublin, and in fact our students that finished a month ago, of 3 Koreans that went through, 1 of them has gone to RCSI and 2 have gone to UCLan. So again, the choice is yours. If you pass the course, the choice is yours. So we've got RCSI in Ireland, in Dublin. We've got St George's University in the Caribbean, and they're based in Grenada. Now then, they also have a campus in the UK, right up north in Northumbria. So of your 5 years, you can study 3 years in the Caribbean and 2 years, if you want, in the UK. Now, St George's is very much geared towards students who want to practice in the US. So think about where you want to practice, because that will be a deciding factor. Okay? Then we've got the University of Nicosia in Cyprus. It's in Europe. It's very hot. You might prefer to study in a hot country, and the fees are slightly cheaper. So if budget is uppermost in your mind, you might consider Nicosia. And then of course we've got UCLan, a very modern university and our main partner. And whichever of these universities you consider, you are guaranteed an interview. If you apply for universities, medical schools yourself, direct, you are not guaranteed an interview, but you are with our partners. You're not guaranteed that place because you still have to get through the interview, but the interview you're guaranteed. Okay?
Is it for the full Life Science Foundation as well?
Absolutely, yes. So RCSI and both UCLan offer the 6-year. Yeah. They don't yet offer the 6-year. They're looking at it. They're looking at it. So 6-year, 6-year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay. So I just wanted to show you a few of the alternative progression routes. And the reason I want to show you this, because when you start studying with us, you will spend quite a bit of time over in the UCLan University. And you're going to see a lot. You're going to see a lot of medical potential and medical routes. And we have had students that say, actually, I'm not sure I want to be a doctor now. I want to look at pharmacy. I'd like to look at M-Pharm, maybe. So I thought I would just give you an indication of some of the other medical routes available to you. Those highlighted in bold all demand an interview. So we will provide you anyway with those interview skills sessions. These don't need interviews. These are guaranteed progression. You complete the course, you have got a place. Okay, so as I say, just a few alternatives there for you, knowing and being secure in the fact that once you start on your foundation, it's not just about that. It's about you and the flexibility. So don't feel that you join us for that and that's all you can do, because we know experience is influence. As you talk to other people, influence, as you talk to family and friends, influences, you can change your mind. There is flexibility there for you. Okay?
이 유클란 좋은 게 아까 말씀드린 것처럼 유클란 의대도 갈 수 있고 다른 나라 의대도 갈 수 있고 다른 전공도 할 수 있고 이런 옵션이 많은 거니까 이거 진짜 좋다는 걸 강조를 해주신 거예요. 사실 제가 그래서 유클란 파운데이션을 좋아하는 거거든요.
Now what's key, wherever you go and study in the UK, it's work experience, and Thomas did touch on that earlier. So I just want to give you again, I must stop using that word just because it's important. I would like to give you an indication of the types of work experience, because we often get students thinking that they've got to have worked, paid work in a hospital. But that's not the case. This is about you having given a bit of yourself to somebody that needs that bit of extra. So let's have a look. Let's start in the middle. And here is somebody that is struggling with movement and probably can't get out on her own, which is having a massive impact on her life. And here's a youngster willing to give a couple of hours just to walk alongside her, maybe just to have a little chat along the way. But it means the world to this lady. Look at her face. She's so grateful to have somebody to talk to, but to be able to get out. That's not paid work. That's giving a little bit back. We've got people working in a soup kitchen. You know, here you are about to embark on a wonderful career of medicine. That in itself is a privilege. But there are people out there that are less privileged. And it doesn't mean that you're any better than them. It's just that right now, you may be in a better social position. Give a bit back. Give a bit back. Serve them some food. Help at your local blood bank. There are so many people that are nervous. I'm not a blood donor. I'm ashamed to say it. I'm not a blood donor because I'm frightened to death of needles. You know, and sometimes if somebody's there chatting to me, take my mind off the needle. So could you be that person? All the young children that struggle to read, and teachers are under so much pressure now, so much pressure that they haven't always got that extra half hour to give to the children to sit and read. But you have. Could you do that? Look at the different work experience, but you need it. You will not get through your interview without it, because the university wants to see that you can care, you do care, and what have you learned from it? Because that will be one of the questions. So what have you taken from, what did that give you? What did you take from that? How did it make you feel? How can you transfer that into a medical setting? So your work experience is very important. And you need it. Don't apply if you're not prepared to go and do some work experience. Do not apply, okay? Because you won't get through to med school without it.
일단 박수 한번 주시죠. 박수 한번.
Thank you.
열정적인. 저도 이걸 써먹어야겠어요.
We will see you in September.
아, 이거 좋을 것 같아요. 그러니까 저희가 되게 요즘 의대 상담 진짜 많거든요. 근데 진짜 유클란 의대 장점이 많으니까 여기 목표를 하신다고 하면 한번 잘 도전해 보셨으면 좋겠고, 저희가 미리 공지 드린 것처럼 이제 모크 인터뷰, 모의 인터뷰하고 개별 상담하고 이 자리 마치도록 하겠습니다. 여러분 장시간 우리 재밌는 발표를 들어주셔서 너무 감사합니다.